What's going on, you guys? Welcome to an hold on a second. Let me close the video or close the door. Alright, you guys. Welcome to another video of what that's also another one of my hobbies, which is airsofting. And I bought this gun a while back, and as far as accuracy shooting testing, I'll do another video on that, but I'm just going to give you guys an overview of what the gun is like and how it performs. And I did only do one upgradable part into the hop-up chamber. For those of you that don't know what a hop-up chamber is, there will be another video for you guys on what the whole entire hop-up chamber is a purpose for. And it's basically feeding for your babies, but another subject on the hop-up chamber, what it does and what does it mean for a hop-up, which will be on another video. So today I'm just going to be reviewing the gun itself. So what I have here in my hand here, or in front of my desk, is a ARES AMOEBA Striker AS-02. Okay, so I only had this gun for about a couple weeks now. This is a new gen one, so other than that, the gun itself, it basically is just basically a scout rifle from like that. Let's see if I could get a good look at it. Okay, so we're gonna go through the features of the gun and what I changed out on the gun. So yeah, but to make things a little bit easier, I'm gonna take out the scope for you guys so I could give you guys a better view of this thing. If I could just find the right coin of some sort to, or I could use this washer right here. It's big enough right here to take out the scope. There we go, that's one. That's two. Okay, it should be able to, there we go. That's the scope. I'll go over that in a little bit for you guys. Put it right there. There we go. So this is what it looks like without the gun, without the scope. So yeah, there you go. So let's start with the tip of the gun, the front side of the gun. So it has a very short fluted barrel, and it also has an inner barrel. If I could just point the gun in there, you could see a little bit of it right there. Has an inner barrel. For those of you that are new to airsoft, this was a video for you to check out. So the foregrip of the bottom part of the gun, it has three rectangular slots on each side of the gun, which is one on this side, one on the bottom, and one on the left side right here. So you have access to any kind of accessories that you want to put onto this gun. And yes, but yeah, and you could actually use this sling point to buy a stud bipod, so it could be very easy for you. Next is the middle section of the gun. So you have your Picatinny rails right here, where you could actually mount your scopes, which you just saw me took off a few minutes ago. And down there, I don't know if you could see it that well, that little screw down there, that's where you adjust your hop up so you could change the trajectory of your BBs. So yeah, and right here is supposedly the cylinder for where, you know, you have your air and all that. And right here you got your very own high quality, very tough polymer magazine. This holds 45 rounds for BBs. And what kind of BBs I use? I basically go for heavier type BBs, since this gun has a very much heavier spring. I did have the ARES AMOEBA label, testing label, but I took that off and I don't know where it is, and I tried looking for that for you guys. But yeah, other than that, I remember on the specs it was around 450 FPS if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this gun will do the job if you are doing any kind of long range type of shooting. But if you ever do want to change the spring, the way to do that is open this little channel right here and just expose that. And there's a secondary cap in there that will actually get to the spring and the spring guide, and you could just take it out from there. Because I remember the blueprint very well. I think I had the blueprint somewhere up on my drawer right there, which I have it right there. So yeah, next we get to the trigger section. Okay, so this has a little separate piece together. Okay, so this little separate piece right here is actually attached to the AK style for AK-40 style, AK-47 style. Sorry, a little bit of a tongue twister for this gun. Has the paddle for changing your mags or taking it out completely, which is that. I use the trigger guard part so I could just easily, take out the mag easily as fast as I could. And yes, next you have your safety lever right here. Right now it's on fire and there's nothing in there, so I'm completely safe. So yeah, next we got the bolt right here, and it's really clicky in this way, and it's satisfying to me because this is actually my first bolt action gun for myself. So other than that, this gun is pretty amazing. The way how it looks as a tactical looking scout rifle. So yeah, when you cock it, it's not really a long stroke gun. So I'll show you what I mean. So when I cock it, it's a short stroke, so you could just pull it all the way and just push it with ease, and you're good to go. Okay, cool. And that trigger is made out of really tough polymer for the trigger, and it does have a safety mechanism. If I just pull the trigger like right there, and it stops halfway, but if I pull it all the way, that has a really good feedback on the upgraded sear it has inside the gun within the trigger box. It is a 90-degree upgraded sear, if I'm not mistaken, and it makes the trigger response a lot more effective, and it feels great just out of the box right away. Next we got the pistol grip section, and it's really comfortable to hold, and a good purchase on it for me to hold the trigger or off the trigger or access the bolt right here. So yeah, that's pretty amazing. Also, this little line piece that you see on the pistol grip right here, that right there is actually a secret compartment where you have your very own sets of Allen keys. You got the really long one right here and a small one right here. The small one is for adjusting your hop-up adjustment. This little bigger one right here is for disassembling your rifle, which it has screws like right here to disassemble, or right here behind the trigger guard. Trigger guard right there to disassemble, so you could get into whatever you need to do with your gun. So yeah. Now let's get to the rear portion of the gun. So it's a really nice stock, and on top of that, the default cheek rest, it's not really annoying, and it feels quite comfortable, especially when I have the scope on. It aligns my eyesight perfectly for the scope when I attach it. So yeah, next is the rear back part of the portion of the gun is this simulated rubber butt pad, but it's not really a rubber butt pad. Sorry for the lights flickering, you guys. My light has just been acting weird lately. I tried. I thought this light was a bulb, but it's actually not. But we'll get to that later. Next, you got a simulated rubber butt pad, which is actually really not rubber butt pad. It's actually a really tough polymer butt pad, but it doesn't have any purpose, but it's still quite comfortable. And this little lips actually supports your lining your sight for the scope like that. Yeah, and it has this metal shoulder rest. It feels quite comfortable when it's like that. But if you're prone, it feels a little awkward to use this thing. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty good gun. So yeah. Now, the part I actually upgraded on this gun for you guys is basically just a hop-up chamber. So if I decock the gun, and if you see, well, I'm sure if you can see that very well, but if I put it at the side like this, like that, and if you notice there's a blue part right there, that's my new hop-up chamber, and that's where you basically feeds the BBs efficiently, and it does have a new hop-up rubber to make a really nice, excellent seal for the air pressure. So yeah. Let me show you the stock hop-up chamber, which really it's like really cheap as well. I kept it saved right here. I actually put it into 2 pieces. So yeah, this is the hop-up chamber right here, and it's really cheap. It has like a little plastic chamber inside where it has a spring where it holds the BB in place. And so yeah, if that hole is where you feed your BBs, and it does have like a little spring in there. I don't have that piece in here right now. Oh, it's right here. This little piece right here, oops, dropped that piece, is what holds, I'm everywhere on the place. This little piece right here, it's what holds the BB right here in place, and it goes inside of this hop-up chamber. It's highly recommended to replace this hop-up chamber unit because one, it's plastic and it can wear out at any given time. Fortunately enough that I found a Action Army hop-up chamber gun. So yeah, other than that, this gun is pretty amazing. As far as accuracy tests, I have shot it before, but just off camera. I had to adjust it a few times, especially with the scope I have right here. So yeah, I'll do another video of me doing an accuracy test on this gun, which I believe it's, you know, properly adjusted the way how it is set up. So yeah, now let's get on to my scope here. This is the scope right here. Okay, so here's what it looks like at the front, here's what it looks like in the back. Now if you see right there, it's just the crosshairs. Yeah, that pretty nice right there. Yeah. It has adjustments for elevation right here. This one has adjustments for windage right here. And on the other side, it's basically pretty blank. It doesn't have anything on the side, just like that. Well, it has numbers, but these numbers indicate levels of brightness of the illuminated crosshairs. I'll give you an example. So look through the crosshairs right there, and if you look inside, you got a red crosshair, or no, a green crosshair. Okay, that's the levels of brightness it has for the green. Now here's the red. So yeah, it's a pretty nice touch for this gun, or the scope. It's pretty amazing when I got the scope. And the magnification, it's 3 times 9 to 32. It says it right there on the scope, right there. This right here, this wheel right here, is where you adjust the magnifications for it. This one right here is for your eye relief attention. And at the front, you got your yard finder, a manual yard finder with this gun, the scope actually. You got 10 yards, 20, 30, 50, 100 to infinity or continuous. But yeah, as far as, you know, quality of the scope, it's basically, you know, one of the first cheaper ones I got. I do plan on getting a better scope than this one because one, the adjustments on this thing, it may hold you know, its position, but it's kind of weird that it actually kind of moves on its own when I move it like this and like that, and it doesn't dial in correctly, and I had to dial it in a few times the first time I installed the scope on. But yeah, other than that, you guys, that's pretty much all I have for, you know, airsofting as well. So yeah, so this gun right here, the ARES AMOEBA Striker AS-02. I'll leave a link down in the description below to where you could actually find it on eVike, because that's where I actually got my gun at, is eVike, which I'll leave a link to the description down below, so you guys could check out their website. And also, they have parts for your guns, for whatever gun you have. If you're new to, you know, the airsoft community, I highly suggest you go check out eVike. It's like one of the best airsoft stores I have found, that's like top rated airsoft community store that actually could help you with anything that you want. I haven't had a experience of customer service yet with as far as the guns yet, because one, I never had any complaints with anything else other than the fact of the gun was performing flawlessly when I was shooting it in my backyard. My backyard's actually pretty big enough for me to actually do a shooting review test on this gun. So yeah. Other than that, you guys, that's all I have for you guys about this review for this ARES AMOEBA Striker AS-02. I did plan to get the AS-01, but for me, if I wanted to get into buildings like very fast and use my gun efficiently to get into like tight corner buildings, this is the gun that I would do it into if you are a scout rifle member. The light. I am so sorry, you guys. I am so sorry. So, other than that, you guys, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Turn on the notification bells for not missing any future uploads on my YouTube channel. And other than that, you guys, I'll see you guys next time.